Let's talk about some IFR acronyms. I've done this for CFI and Private Pilot. I have two separate videos for acronyms for both of those. So we're gonna go over some IFR acronyms. So the first acronym is CRAFT. And you're gonna use this acronym every day in instrument training. So this is how we're going to organize our clearance that ATC gives us. So the C is for clearance 2. R is going to be your route. A is for our altitude. F is for frequency. And T is for transponder. All right, the next is the 5 T's. This is time, turn, twist, throttle, and talk. And this is for when you're doing holds. This is how you want to follow it. So you're gonna have to time, you're gonna have to turn, you're gonna have to twist, then use your throttle, then you can talk. Next is the long one that took me forever to memorize, but it's marvelous. VFR C500. So our M is missed approach, and this is used to give us a list of things that we need to tell ATC about. So if any of these things happen when we're flying instruments, then we need to let ATC know. So if we miss an approach, we need to get on our radio and say, well, we just missed that approach. A is airspeed, and this is a change plus or minus 10 knots. So if we were told to be at an airspeed of 100 and now we're at 110, then we need to let them know. R is reaching a holding fix. V is VFR on top. E is ETA plus or minus 3 minutes. So if your ETA changes by more than 3 minutes. L is leaving a fix. O is outer marker. U is unforecasted weather. S is safety of flight. V, vacating altitude. F is final approach fix. R is radio or comm failures. C is compulsory reporting point. And 500 is plus or minus 500 can't be held, meaning if they give you an altitude to stay at and you can't stay within 500 above or 500 below that altitude they give you, then you need to let them know, whether that's from turbulence or whatever. Our next acronym is grab card D. Grab card D. And these are things that you need to have in the plane to fly instrument. So G is generator or alternator. R is radios. A is altimeter, and it has to be sensitive and adjustable. B is ball, and that means like your slip and skid indicator. C is a clock, and it has to be attached to the plane. Like it can't just be on your phone, it has to be a clock in the plane. Attitude indicator. Rate of turn indicator. Then D is directional gyro, so like our heading indicator. And this other one is DME, and this is if we are above 18,000 feet. All right, next is MEA AVEF, and these are kind of separate. So MEA is if we lose our comms. This is the order in which we're going to decide what altitude that we're going to fly at if we don't have comms. Is M stands for MEA, min en route altitude. So that's the first one we're going to think about, and we want to use the highest of all of these. Then the E is our expected and A is our assigned. So when we do our craft clearance for the altitude, they'll usually say 3,000, expect 5,000 or something. And 5,000 is usually what you filed for and what you want to fly at, but they may just make you fly 3,000 to start off because you're under a Bravo shelf, and then whenever they can, they'll get you up to 5,000. So let's say that our minimum en route altitude is 2,000. And our expected altitude is 5,000. That's what we expect that they're going to give us. And then our assigned altitude was 3,000. So we're going to want to fly the highest out of all of these. So we're going to pick our expected because it's the highest. We don't want to be flying at 3,000 and then maybe we end up getting into an airspace we're not supposed to be in, or obstruction, something. So we want to get up high. So we're going to pick 5,000. Now we have our AVEF acronym, which is what we're going to go through in order for our route. So A stands for assigned, V is vectored, E is expected, and F is as filed. So first we're going to fly what was assigned to us. So whatever they assigned us in our craft clearance, that's the route we're going to fly at first. Whenever we get to a point where that craft clearance isn't going to take us any further on our route, now we're going to move on to vectors. So did they give us any vectors to follow? We're going to follow those vectors. Once our vectors run out and that's not helping us anymore, we're going to move on to our expected. So now we're going to fly F, our filed route, all the way to our destination airport, and then we're going to land. And then we also, when we lose our comms, we should be squawking 7600, so that they know we have lost our comms, and now we're going to follow these general instructions to help us get to our destination or get to our alternate so that we're able to land and not cause a hazard. Our next acronym is ICE flags. And these are all of our in-flight illusions. So the I stands for inversion, C is Coriolis effect, E is elevator, F is false horizon, L is the leans, A is autokinesis, G is graveyard spiral, and S is somatographic. Is Garf, Gaarf, and these are our runway illusions. G is ground lighting, A is atmospheric illusions, R is runway width, and F is featureless terrain. But those are all the instrument acronyms. Definitely learn those if you're working on your instrument, or if you don't already know these ones and you have your instrument, then go back and learn those. Make sure you guys like this video, comment on it, and subscribe to my channel. Follow my Instagram, which is flyaddison with 2 N's. Follow my TikTok, which is addison.pilot. And if you're looking for any online ground lessons for $50 an hour, you can go to my TikTok or my Instagram, go to my bio, there's a Google form you can fill out, and we can get you signed up for lessons. We can work on anything that you want. So yeah, that is instrument acronyms.